You are creating your reality. This is like a staple statement that I often say in the Renew community. You may see numerous posts talking about the fact that you create your reality. There may be several other videos where this thought process is talked about. And on today, I decided to share from this space of you creating a reality because I had a conversation with a friend that was a little uncomfortable. And I woke up this morning remembering that I'd had that conversation. And then I decided to see their reaction and their later activity as it relates to the conversation we had differently. And that is what led to us getting here on today because I clearly understand that I create my reality. And so if I choose to see that what I said was well received and it has had an opportunity to marinate and the vibration of love that was expressed, although it may have been misunderstood in the moment, has been well received. I get to decide that. I get to put that energy out into the atmosphere and create a safe space within our friendship for the love and the beauty of what actually happened to manifest, to transpire. Now I could take a different take on it and say, oh, they're going to act this way or that way, but all of that projecting and mirroring and all of those different things that we often do unaware create our reality. And I've had the most amazing experience with being mindful and shifting my thought process sometimes just in the moment, especially when it's about something that's heart centered, right? Maybe you are um, explaining something that may be uncomfortable to another person because they've always operated that way, and hearing you share your concern may be uncomfortable for them, but you can create the energy and the space within yourself so that it all goes well. And so I teach on this more deeply when I'm working with my clients. I'm not here to talk about the concept necessarily as much as I am about bringing the awareness to you that you create your reality. One of the most beautiful things about this understanding is knowing what you're great at and the atmosphere that is best, that is more conducive for what you're great at to transpire and to expand and to be beneficial to you. And what does this have to do with creating your reality? Because when you know what you're great at, when you understand the value that you bring to your friendships, to your business, to the marketplace, to your space of work in your career, to your industry, even globally, even when you understand what you're great at, you do the things that will allow your greatness to shine. That means that you understand you are creating your reality. The number of people who aren't clear on who they are and their greatness may be quite shocking to you. You would be surprised at the number of people who cannot identify their value and their greatness. And this ties into, my audience is predominantly entrepreneurs. And so this definitely ties into entrepreneurship. I talk about identifying your brand's DNA, your brand having an identity. All of these things, like what you're great at, are tied to your identity, your brand identity, your DNA, the makeup of your brand. And when I talk about knowing what atmosphere is best for your greatness to be a light, for your greatness to be exposed, for it to be cultivated and activated and expressed in the world space. When I talk about the atmosphere, here are some things that impact the atmosphere. Like you're even creating an atmosphere for the reality that you're currently living. Now, is that reality the reality that you actually desire? Here's some things that impact that atmosphere. The news. I made a comment on a post on my timeline where a young lady by the name of Halona shared a really, really beautiful post. And it talked about how important it was to unplug from the news sometimes, and how so many people are living their life based on the news. And so I made that comment because if you follow me for quite some time, you know I don't watch the news. I haven't watched the news in decades. And when I did watch the news, it was so rare, right? But I intentionally now don't watch it. I just didn't have a thing for it in the past when I periodically watched it. So the fact that she even talked about that led me to commenting under the post because it was in alignment with what I feel. I feel that so many people's destiny is being distracted because of what they're seeing on the news, which is creating fear and uncertainty. And I'm not saying that you should not be aware of what's going on in our world space, but when it is the consumption of your life, then you wonder like why people never actualize their true desires because they're being infiltrated by all the reasons why they shouldn't. And then there are other people who understand that they create their reality and that they're curating their reality based on what they're listening to, the five people they're spending the most time listening to, based on what's coming down their social media timeline. I did a post recently about, curating your timeline so that it aligns with what you deserve and you desire. I talked about seeing someone building a beautiful luxury, and I mean luxury, brick and mortar space in this right now season in an industry where other people are complaining about, where other people are bowing out of and saying the industry has changed and no one is doing this and all the things. And how are these two people living in the same world space having different experiences? How are their individual realities so polar opposite? It's because of what they are listening to. It is because of their faith. It is because of their beliefs. It is very likely because of the five people they're spending the most time with. It is because of previous experiences that they've had. It's because of intentionality. Like I declared that 2024 was a year of intentionality, like really being intentional about you. That is what you listen to. That is what you believe. That is what you do for yourself, because all of it is creating your reality. So some of the things that are curating the experience that you're having is the news, your social media feed. Having a made up mind is creating your reality. And many people have made their mind up and are unaware that they've made up their mind to struggle. They're unaware that they've made up their mind to only achieve the bare minimum. They are unaware that they've made up their mind that this is it. Like whatever level they're at now is just simply going to be the level that they exist at for the entirety of their life. Some people have a made up mind and they're unaware. But what if you made up your mind that you were going to curate, firstly, the most amazing fulfilling, beautiful business, relationship, experience you could possibly have. What if you made up your mind that that would be your reality? And then you begin to curate your experience based on that. If you need information that's going to help you get there because you've made up your mind, it's a yes for you. The investment you were thinking of doing for yourself, it's a yes for you. The trip you were considering taking, the acres you were considering buying, homesteading, living on, all the things, traveling around the world, having luxury experiences on a regular basis. Whatever luxury is for you, luxury may be growing your own food and not having to deal with the recalls and being able to walk freely to your land, to your backyard, and get organic, fresh vegetables and make beautiful, amazing meals and invite people over and express your love and care and concern in the food that you're preparing for them. What is luxury to you? Flying first class, shopping consistently at Tiffany's. I have a client who loves Tiffany's. She even buys her clients things from Tiffany's. Whatever luxury is for you, maybe luxury is providing a more expansive atmosphere for your team, for your clients to experience. Maybe luxury is creating larger forms of profit in your business to create different experiences for your family, your children, your loved ones. Whatever luxury may mean for you, you create your reality. You curate that experience with a made up mind. So, what have you made up your mind about? Maybe unaware. And in this space where you have the opportunity to become unaware, to become aware, you can now decide what you're going to make up your mind about. Like, I'm going to make up my mind and win, whatever winning may be for you, and detail that, right? The people who support you, who have your best interests, who allow room for growth, those people are curating your experience. They're curating the creation of your reality. So you deciding that you're going to have people who support you, who have your best interests, who allow room for growth. Now, this doesn't mean that they cheer you on about everything and never ever share space with you where something may need to change. That's not what that means. But deciding that you're going to have supportive people in your life is a part of creating your reality and curating that experience. And last but certainly not least, probably the most important is knowing what you feel you deserve. Because what you feel you deserve is what is creating your reality. If deep down within you do not feel you deserve it, it's a likelihood that it's just not going to filter into your life. And if it does and you don't feel you deserve it, you sabotage it. So getting in a space where you understand that what you desire is what you deserve is the soundboard for creating your reality. You are creating your reality. I normally do an introduction a little earlier in our conversation, but I am Tanya Wilson, also known as the Growth Strategist, Master Life and Business Coach. I help women create futures bigger than their past. I empower them to step into a destiny that they get to design, one that they deserve. I help people grow businesses that they love. My clients are 3 to 5xing their income, right? They are creating their reality. I work from a 3-point perspective. If you hear me talking or you experience my work, it's going to come from one of three places. The concept of abundance mindset, I activate, coach, teach, train on that heavily with my clients. Abundance mindset, personal growth, and business building, they are the perfect three. I believe when you've tapped into those three things, it's the best space of alignment for success and whatever it is that you feel you deserve and you desire. That's my take on today. You are creating your reality. If you're looking for added support, you can always reach me at renewfullcircle.com. And depending on when you hear this message, 3D Success Academy for Women in Business, the ultimate growth track. It is a 12-month opportunity. It is self-paced with monthly live coaching and mentoring with me for an entire year. Is depending on, again, when you hear this message, the 11/11 sale is transpiring, and it is a time where the investment cost is discounted by $1,111. And so, depending on where, when you're hearing this, is probably like a day or two before that opportunity for the discounted price ends on 11/11. You guys have a good one. Peace and abundance. All the links, ways I can support you, private opportunities, VIP days, all the things will be in the description or the comments. Peace and abundance.